Welcome back. So still on trigonometry. Now we are going to quadrant. So I want to use this diagram to explain the first quadrant, the second quadrant, the third quadrant, and the fourth quadrant. So I just want to explain everything in one diagram. So this is our first quadrant. This is the second quadrant. This is the third quadrant. Why this is the fourth quadrant. So I want to explain everything in one diagram. Now, before we come to all this sin theta, cos theta, and whatever, now let me just explain this short diagram here. Now, for this side, I'm supposed to split everything, right? I'm supposed to split the first quadrant, but I want to join everything together. So for this side, so we have our angle. Don't forget the angle always make with the horizontal. Sure, you understand? Don't forget that's the rule. The angle must always make with the horizontal. So this, we have our angle theta. So you know that if you have our resultant like this, then if here is y, this is the positive y-axis, right? This side like this is the positive y-axis. Why this side is the what? Negative y-axis. Do you understand? We have this vertical line you are seeing is the y-axis, but we have the positive y-axis and this is the negative y-axis. This horizontal line you are seeing is the what? We have the positive x-axis. See, from here like this is the positive x-axis. Why here like this is the what? Negative x-axis. Do you understand? So now if this line here is our positive y-axis, it means if there's an imaginary line here, it means this is also our what? Our positive y-axis. Don't forget this is still also our what? Positive x-axis. So if this line here is our negative y-axis, don't forget this imaginary line here will also be what? Our negative y-axis. Then if here, this line here, if here is positive y-axis, then this imaginary line here is also what? Positive y-axis. Y here is also what? Negative y-axis. This is the resultant. Now this is the negative x. Anything that falls there is the negative x-axis. Now the angle theta is always making with the what? Is always making with the horizontal. So now let's start with 0 degree. Here is 90 degree. Here is 180 degree. Here is 270 degree. Right here, back here is what? 360 degree. So now, what do we talk about on the first quadrant? Now, on the first quadrant, look at it. What do we call sine? Sine is opposite over what? Opposite over hypotenuse, right? Sine is opposite. Where is the opposite? This is the angle theta. Where is the opposite? Plus y, right? Over what is the hypotenuse? R, which is the resultant. So that is also what? Sine. It means anything that falls on this angle, your theta, is also what? That which is sine is also what? Is also positive. Shall you understand? Let's go for cos. Cos is adjacent. What's our adjacent? Plus x over the hypotenuse, which is r. So it's also what? Positive. You get? Then what is tan? Tan is what? Opposite over what? Adjacent. That's plus y over plus x. Is also what? Positive. So take note. Anything that falls. Now, how do you know what falls in this quadrant? How do you know? So anything that falls between 0 degree to 90 degree it falls on the first quadrant. This is the first quadrant. This sector here is our first quadrant. And what is here? Here is 0 degree. Here is what? 90 degree. So anything between 0 degree to what? To 90 degree is your what? Is your first quadrant. So if your angle alpha is less than 90 degree, therefore your theta is also equals to your what? That angle. Can you understand? So if anything falls between 0 degree to 90 degree, then that angle they are giving is still the same what? It's still the same angle you will use. So it means that what? Your sign here on the first quadrant, all are positive. You see that sign is positive, cos is positive, y tan is also what? Positive. Now let's come to the second quadrant. Now, how do you know anything that falls on the second quadrant? If it falls between 90 degree to 180 degree. If it falls between 90 degree to what? 180 degree. So it means that what are we trying to say in this second quadrant? It means the angle here, which is what? The theta. The angle here, which is what? Anything that falls between 90 degree less than what? Theta less than what? 180 degree. So anything that falls between 90 to 180 degree, it falls on the second quadrant. Now, how do you not get the angle on the second quadrant? How do you get that angle? Now, you get the angle by saying what? To get this angle here, you will call it what? You will call it, to get the angle theta, you will call it 180 degree minus that angle, which is what? Let's call it theta. So that is how you get the angle on this quadrant. It will be 180 degree minus what? That angle you are given. So you can call it maybe angle alpha. Let's just call it angle alpha. Maybe let's say we are given one specific angle. So to get the angle here, to get angle theta, it is going to be 180 degree minus that angle you were given. So if anything falls between 90 and 180, Shey you get? So how do you now get the exact angle there to be 180 minus what? That angle. So now the third quadrant, how do you know anything that falls on the third quadrant? It will be between 180 to what? 270. It will be between 180 to 270. And how do you now get the angle in this third quadrant? It will be what? It will be, you say that angle, to get the angle in this third quadrant, it will be what? You say that angle minus what? 180 degree. That's how you get the angle here. You say that angle minus what? 180. It's not, you don't want to say 270 minus that angle. No, that's not how we do it. Oh. On this third quadrant, to get the angle here, to be that angle minus what? 180 degree. So and to get the angle on the fourth quadrant, what do you say? You say 360 degree minus that angle. That's how you get the angle on the fourth quadrant. You understand? So coming back to sin theta now, you know sin is opposite over what? Opposite over hypotenuse. So this is the angle here, theta. What is our opposite? Plus y over hypotenuse, which is out. So meaning my sign here is what? Is also positive, right? My sign here is also positive. Why cos will be what? Cos is adjacent to hypotenuse. That's negative over r. So what's my cos here? Negative. Then what is my tan? Opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over adjacent, right? That's plus and minus. So that will give us what? Negative. So it means that what? On this second quadrant, only sign is positive. Why cos and tan are what? Are negative. Why on the third quadrant now? Coming to the third quadrant, what is our sign? That's this angle theta. This is opposite over what? Hypotenuse. That's negative. So my sign is what? Negative here. Why cos is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse, which is also what? Negative. Why tan is what? Opposite over adjacent. Minus times minus will cancel minus, that's plus. So my tan here is what? Positive. It means on the third quadrant, what is only positive? Only tan is positive. Why cos and sin are what? Are negative. Why coming to the fourth quadrant? Here now, coming to the fourth quadrant, this is my angle. This is opposite, then over hypotenuse. So my sign is also what? Negative. My cos will be what? Positive. This is the adjacent, right? Adjacent over hypotenuse, that's positive. Why tan will be what? Minus divided by plus, that's negative. Shey you understand? So it means that on the fourth quadrant, what is only positive? Only cos. So that's how we take it as cast. Yeah. See, that is only cos is positive. Yeah. All are positive. All are positive. Yeah, it's only cos that is positive. Yeah. Yeah, what is only positive here? S, sign, right? So yeah, it means it's only sign that is what? Positive. And yeah, what is only positive? Tan. You get? So is it that you know it as cast? C-A-S-T. So once you put it in your head that from the fourth quadrant, cast, C-A-S-T, that is cos is only positive here. All are positive. Sign is positive, white time is positive. Or you know it as at. Anyhow you just want to know it, just make sure you put this diagram in your head. Or you know it as at, A-C-T-S, A-C-T-S, all cos, tan, sign. Do you get? Or you know it as cast, C-A-S-T, cos, all, sign, tan. Do you get? So on the first quadrant, all are positive. Sign, cos, and tan are positive. On the second quadrant, sign is only positive. On the third quadrant, tan is only positive. While on the fourth quadrant, cos is only positive. So please, this is just what you just need to know. Cos on the fourth, all on the first, sign on the second, and tan on the third is positive. Then another thing you should take note is that what? Anything that falls on the first quadrant, that is, if it is less than 90 degree, then it is still that same angle. Your theta is still that same angle. But if it falls on the second quadrant, what is the angle that falls on the second quadrant? If it is between 90 and what? 180. So how do you not get the angle there to be 180 minus that angle you're given? Do you understand? Then on the third quadrant, that if anything falls between 180 and 270, how do you get the angle there? It will be that angle minus what? 180. Why on the fourth quadrant, it will be 360 minus that angle. Sure you understand? Please don't go anywhere. We'll be solving the example so that you understand everything in this diagram, so that you understand how to use it, how to use this diagram. Please make sure you watch the next video and share this video. Thank you.